If he does continue his winning streak, will Senator Clinton's firewall end up being Ohio and Texas come March 4th? Doug Water is the mayor of Richmond, and he was one of the great governors of the state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia. He's an Obama supporter, and he looks pretty proud of that. And former Senator John Glenn, my friend, there he is, out in Ohio, the great astronaut, the man, one of the great men of all time, I think it's fair to say. Senator Glenn, thank you. You endorsed Senator Clinton today. I'm going to go with the senior fellow here right off the bat. He may be the healthiest fellow, but he's the senior fellow. Senator Glenn, my pal. Why Hillary Clinton? Why now for you, sir?
Well, you know, Ohio's coming up here, and Ohio once again is going to be critical, it appears, in another election, and this is one that I wish Ohio had been early in the process, because I think Ohio is more representative of the whole country than any of the other states. It's like we took the whole country and squeezed it down in one area. But so it's going to be very, very important, and the delegate count here will be a good-sized count that day along with Texas, and we just thought this was an appropriate time to do this. You know, the New York Times, in their endorsement of Hillary several weeks ago, commented very favorably on her intellect, her knowledge, and her experience.
Senator Glenn, let me ask you about Robert Kennedy, your old friend, your late friend. A lot of people have compared Barack Obama to RFK. Your reaction?
The reaction is, I think, the inspiration that Doug talks about and the eloquence and so on, I think that is all there, and that's very, very similar. Bobby had very complete programs, though, outlined behind all of the positions that he took, and was very specific about what he wanted to do with the country and how he hoped to lead it and where he hoped to lead it. I think that's sort of the situation we find ourselves in with Hillary right now. She's taken very detailed positions on most of the areas and has been fleshing those out and been willing to meet with the press on almost every occasion. There's some similarities between Bobby, but I think the differences are in the details of following up all that eloquence and all the inspiration that came out of some of those speeches.
But also to really help people in their own communities. You know, you look at what she did in upstate New York, which hadn't voted Republican, which had always voted Republican, hadn't voted Democrat in years. They saw this Hillary Clinton come into their community, say, what is she? Why would we trust her? Then they saw her listen, pay attention to their needs,
right,
come back after the election, help out, and for the first time in years, upstate New York goes Democratic, because this is a person who believes in helping people, who believes in change, who believes in making it happen, and more importantly than just believing in it, can actually do it.
Kathleen, is there going to be a Kennedy primary one of these days where the whole family gets together, you and your mother, who's for Barack, I think one of your younger sisters is for Barack, your brother Bobby is for Senator Clinton. I don't know where Joe is. He's in business now. I don't know. He's selling oil. He has no time for this stuff. Uncle Teddy is one way. Your Vicky is with...
Are you going to go through the whole... Are you going to just use up the time mentioning every member of my family,
I just think it's
Chris?
a family that is...
You're just going to show how good you are.
It is fascinating. I just find it fascinating. The Kennedys are in disarray. Anyway, thank you very much, Kathleen Kennedy Townsend.
The view from that perch and the Democratic race in its entirety, and later on from our notorious listening desk. Andrea, good evening.
Good evening, Keith. As you know, Hillary Clinton way behind in these three areas, and hoping against hope that the margins are not too big in terms of Barack Obama's margin of victory, because they are expecting, and this is not spin, Keith. They've been looking at the numbers, they've been looking at their own internal polling, and they really feel pretty defeated here. So they're looking forward towards Texas and Ohio. She was inside campaign headquarters today doing satellite interviews with stations in Texas and Ohio. She's already en route to Texas, where she will be tonight. She'll be in Texas tomorrow, Ohio on Thursday, sort of bypassing Wisconsin, which votes next week, because she feels, the campaign feels, that they really don't have that much of a shot there. But Chelsea Clinton has been there for 2 days. Bill Clinton will be in Wisconsin tomorrow. She's put advertising up in Wisconsin, but they're really focusing now on their firewall and their must-win states, Texas, Ohio, and Pennsylvania on April 22nd. They've been reassuring their donors, Keith, that they can keep this going, that they can stop his momentum in the March primaries. They have very little hope in February.
It's already March for Hillary Clinton. Andrea Mitchell, great thanks.